And welcome to Third Power Life podcast. I talk a lot about journaling and how I use my journal all the time, every day, every morning. And so I wanted to share with you what method I use and talk a little bit about that. Listen in. Welcome to my journey of self-discovery, life balance, career success, and business creation. This podcast works to answer the question of how successful professionals like us stop drifting and get focused on keeping our careers and businesses growing rapidly while having a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love. What we call the Third Power Life. And this is the Third Power Life podcast. So one of the things that I have found really, really helpful for me, for my life, is journaling. And one of my first kind of mentors, I guess, through audio programs, Jim Rohn, talked a lot about journaling and how it's so important for any successful person to keep a log of your life, of what's happened and your goals and your dreams. And it's writing your autobiography a day at a time, essentially. And I have tried many different journal types. Up on my up on my shelf back there, there are a whole bunch of different journals. Tried different methods over time, and a lot of times found them to be just to sit there and write out my feelings and my thoughts. Didn't sit well with me. I'm in software development. I was always a C and C# person. For those geeks out there, it's like really concise, not a lot of words, just get to the point. And so I struggled a long time trying to find a journal methodology that worked for me. And then I was introduced to the bullet journal method. I highly recommend this book. I get paid nothing for it. I will put a link in the show notes for it on Amazon, but you can just search it up, bullet journal method. I really like the way that it's laid out. It's basically bullet journal, bullet method. So I like bullet points when I'm like sending emails or anything. It's just, bullet point, dut, 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 dut. Here's what it is. And this method, and I use it, you can see it in my journal. It's a great way to keep track of, like, there are different symbols for like events and then to-do items, and then just miscellaneous notes. And what I've found is this is my place in the morning to kind of dump everything out of my head, because I don't know about you, but if I've got stuff, oh yeah, I got to remember to do that. Well, that's extra baggage sitting around in your head that I need to remember to do that. You've got these mental cycles that are trying to remember to do that. Write it down, and I don't have to remember it anymore. It's in hard storage, right? It's written to the hard drive in the geek parlance that I like. And the bullet journal method makes that really easy to do. As I'm, the way that I generally do it for me personally is I will have one side will be personal and one side is my job, right? And I kind of keep those things separate. So during the day, when things come up that, I need to remember to put in that requisition, or I need to remember to do that report, I just jot it down, and now it's there. And at the end of the day, I can look and go, I didn't set up a meeting with Andrea. Dang it. I still need to do that. So I'll log in and do that one task if it's important. Otherwise, a little forward arrow and it goes to the next day. So I'm not going to go through and try to, do the whole method. I find the way that it works very concise, and it allows me to see, you'll see as you do it, you put a to-do item. It doesn't get done, you put a little arrow to move it to the next day. And I've found there are times where I go back 4, 5, 6 days, and that same item has been move forward, move forward, move forward. I then reevaluate. Do I really even need to do that? Is that something that's important, really? And if it is important, do it now. Just get it out of the way. I actually did that with a couple of things on my work list this morning. The stuff that I just been putting off. They weren't super important, but they needed to happen. And I kept putting them off. And it was like 3 days in a row. And so this morning, first thing, I'm like, you know what? I'm knocking those off so I don't forward them anymore. It almost becomes like a check on yourself. Like, really? That same thing is showing up again? Just get it out of the way. So, so I love this method. I prefer using a lined paper journal, but find what's comfortable for you. You know, there are some people that like to draw and doodle and all of that, and lined paper may not be great for that. You know, I can look back and see where there are times when I've done drawings in it, and you know, it was not perfectly conducive for that, right? So just find a journal that you like. You know, you join one of my programs, and usually I give out one of these journals, but you know, go to Barnes and Noble, go to Amazon, find something that you like. I like ones that have like a leather cover, so I can feel it. I can smell it. Leather may not be your thing, right? But you know, find something that feels. You know, I've seen ones where they've got like locks and you know all. There's a lot of different options, but go for something that you're going to be comfortable carrying around with you wherever you go. If you've seen me sitting by the pool at my son's swim practice or anywhere, you've probably seen this book, right? And I love looking back on it. Now I do like a monthly review up, following the bullet journal method. But at the end of the year, I like to look back not only over what I did this year, but I'll look back at previous years as well. And many times I'll find there's stuff that's been kind of on the to-do list, that thing I want to get to eventually list for 3 or 4 years in a row. And I'm like, okay, then now maybe this is the year that I make that a priority, or I say, you know what, it's probably not going to happen. And looking at my quest and my purpose, how does this fit in? Perfect example. I really like the idea of learning blacksmithing. I watch Forged in Fire occasionally on TV. I love the idea of heating up metal, hitting it really hard, getting out aggression, and making something cool and permanent, right? I would love to learn that. It's kind of been on my bucket list-ish thing for a long time, and I had seen it on multiple years, learn blacksmithing. And the reality of it is it doesn't directly tie in with my long-term goals. It's something that I would like to do, but it's not like earth-shatteringly important for me. And the amount of time it would take and the amount of energy and money and all of that, it's probably just not gonna happen. Now that doesn't mean I take it completely off the list, but that mental bandwidth I was talking about, that always, thinking about should I, well, that's one that I've been able to take and say, not likely, right? And it helps me say, okay, what are the things that I really do want to do? Like get my pilot's license. Now there's one that's a bucket list item, and that's one I want to do and I'm gonna do, right? So I take one that's, it'd be nice, but it's not something that's I'm passionate about. And I'm able to put more energy into the one that, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. So you see what I mean? So that year in review helps kind of see those kinds of things. But I will tell you, get a journal, start doing it. Check out the bullet journal method. There are lots of resources online for you to see, and so you can get the gist of it ahead of time. Chronologue your life. and look for patterns in the things that you do. And I try whenever possible to kind of, especially when I'm feeling, when I've got intense feelings, intense stress or excited happiness, any of that kind of stuff, and I note it down in my journal, because there are times when you do kind of long form writing out. Yeah, but chronologue your life, and you will enjoy it, and you never know, your your future descendants may enjoy it. So get a journal, have fun with it, look at the bullet journal method. I like it, and it'll help you live your life to the third power. So until next time. I'm glad you enjoyed this podcast. Please let us know what impacted you in today's episode. You can join our Discord or Facebook community to connect with like-minded people that want a real third power life. You can go to thirdpowerlife.com or look in the show notes for links. And remember, hit that like, subscribe, and rate button for the Third Power Life podcast. Until next time. And now I can mark off record podcast. See? It's useful.